Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. And today we're going to be talking about the Galactic New Year, which begins on July 26th of every year and goes until July 24th of the following year. So from July 26, 2022 until July 24th, 2023, we are going to be in the year of the red self-existing moon. Those of you who've been with this channel for a while might actually miss going over the galactic energies, because we used to talk about the daily energies, we used to talk about the different wave spells, and of course the galactic years. And we have kind of fallen away from some of that, but we are absolutely going to discuss the overriding galactic signature for this upcoming year. So the former galactic year ended on July 24th. And then we have what's called the day out of time. And this is kind of a day, as it suggests, that's sort of suspended in time as we transition from one galactic year into another. The galactic year that we just finished was the year of the yellow electric seed. And so that year was all about the intentions, the seeds that we were planting and cultivating to bring into fruition. And now we're moving into this beautiful, beautiful, it has a lot of divine feminine energy to it, as we're talking about the energy of the red moon. So we're going to talk about what this energy means and, of course, pull some cards on it. But it is very much, as the name suggests, about this energy of flow, this energy of water, this energy of purification. And so we're entering a year of purification where we're going to be in touch with those divine feminine aspects of our nature, really working with the element of water, allowing things to flow through us, learning how to move with the flow of things, how to allow ourselves to change with the tides, if you will. I really love this energy for us, as far as really allowing us to synchronize with the cycles of the moon, to synchronize with the cycles of our being, and to really get in touch with ourselves on a deeper level. This energy is all about self-remembrance. Those of you who have missed us doing these videos on the galactic energies are really going to be happy as I get into the Astro Dream Advisor and some of the different readings that we used to read, so that you guys can really get a feel for this energy and what it means. And one thing that we're going to read about that I really like is this synergy of the right and the left brain. We have the red moon energy, and then we also have the self-existing tone. Every galactic signature is made up of a tone and of a tribe. So we have 20 different tribes, and then we have 13 different tones of creation. So this fourth tone, this self-existing tone that's going to be governing this upcoming year, is very much about that left-brained energy. It's very much that energy, or is it the right brain? I always get the two mixed up. It's the masculine side of the brain, the logical side of the brain. That's what we're working with this self-existing tone. We're defining, we're measuring, we're creating a structure, we're creating stability. But we're doing that through utilizing this feminine energy, this feminine side of the brain, this moon energy, right? So we're clearing out everything that doesn't serve. We're synchronizing with divine timing and divine flow. And then we are creating a stability and a structure for our lives, for our minds, our perceptions, based upon this sort of purification and self-remembrance process that we are undergoing. The key words for the red moon energy are purification, universal water, and flow. And I love this quote here. It says, "You cannot step twice in the same river, for fresh waters are ever flowing in." So it's allowing ourselves to be mutable, adaptable, changeable, allowing ourselves to be fluid and to truly experience the deeper subconscious parts of our nature, right? Our emotional bodies, really getting in touch with our emotional bodies and allowing that flow of new information, new knowledge to constantly be refreshing us. All right, and so let's see. And I think it's really great just in general too, because as we go through this next galactic year with all of the shifts and all of the changes and all of the energies that are present, we're really going to want to hydrate too. So working with water and taking in as much water and as much living water as possible is going to be really important. And one thing that's great for recharging your water is actually, there are different crystals that you can use for this. And so I'm looking into possibly acquiring a decent amount of shungite, which is really great for that. And so if I do, that might be something that I offer to people. I might be coming into quite a bit of it. And it's a great water purifier. So I'll keep you guys posted on that if I decide to do that. If you guys are looking for a good source of that, I have some really good sources for some really high quality crystals, and that's a really great one to work with the water, bringing the energy back into the water, the vitality back into the water, because just the ways our water is processed and all the things that are done to our drinking water today, by the time it gets to us, it's essentially dead. And so really, to achieve all the benefits from water that we can, we want activated water. We want water that's alive. I have a reference that I'll put in the description box below as well, for a website where you can actually order activated water, and you can place drops of this water in your own water to reactivate it and bring the life force back into it. But the shungite and some of these other crystals really work well. You just want to make sure, if you're activating your water with crystals, that they are crystals that are safe to be placed in water. Some crystals are actually toxic if we take them in. Like malachite, for example, you do not want to put that in your water unless it's in a tumbled form. But in a raw form, that can be toxic to your body. There are lots of other crystals that can be toxic. And there are also crystals that just are water soluble, and they will actually dissolve in water, such as selenite. So you want to be careful. You want to really know what you're doing with these crystals when you activate your water with them, but some of them are really great. And I've read some great things about shungite. It's also really great for EMF protection, for sort of warding off negative or lower vibrational energies, for the immune system, for when it comes to like allergies and inflammation. There's a lot of really great properties of shungite. So that's what I'm looking into right now, and I'll keep you guys posted on that. But without further ado, we're going to get into some of the readings. And so the affirmation for red self-existing moon is, I define in order to purify, measuring flow. I seal the process of universal water with the self-existing tone of form. I am guided by the power of life force. And so this energy, this galactic year, is all about really tapping into our life force energy, connecting with our life force energy, revitalizing our life force energy. And I'm going to read you this writing about it, because this goes right into what we were saying about the left and right brain energies. And then we're going to read from the I forget what the name of it, the Astro Dream Advisor, and we're going to get some more energy on this before we get into the cards here. And so this says, and you guys, as I read this, you're going to see how perfect this is for the upcoming galactic year, with everything we have going on in the world right now, as we are moving from polarity into unity and really seeing that polarizing energy kind of kicking up in a big way, as it is in that process of unifying. Like, it looks more divided than ever. So this is, it could not be more perfect. So this reading says, so often in our world, we narrow things down to binary choices. It's one or the other, black or white, this or that. We're liberal or conservative, spiritual or scientific, pragmatic or idealistic. Sometimes that's logical, like when making a turn, we have to go left or right. However, many other times we put two things together that may seem to be opposites, but in reality they can coalesce in magnificent ways. The red self-existing moon reminds us that the heart and mind each play an important role and operate best when in partnership as opposed to opposition. So this is all about heart-mind coherence as we move into this next year as well. The self-existing tone is the left-brained scientific approach, valuing measurement, definition, and form. The red moon is more representative of a right-brained, free-flowing approach, embodying tenets of purification and flow. These may appear to represent opposite ideals on the surface, but dig a little deeper, and we'll find the combination springs forward a river of possibility. Instead of pitting the energies against each other, consider the self-existing energy to be the how, and the red moon to be the why. We steep ourselves in the purpose of purification of being, with the ultimate goal being the outpouring and flow of our fully expressed self. As we traverse these waters of self-discovery, shedding imposed and destructive beliefs while remembering we are unique emanations of source love. We find benefit and inspiration from defining our goals and measuring our progress. Just as we might measure our weight loss on a diet and our bank account when saving money, we can also give measurement to our transformation and growth of consciousness and self-awareness. Giving definition to our heart expansion does not take away from the sanctity of the expansion itself. Rather, it gives credit and comfort to the mind that we're all playing on the same team. So really continuing that process of merging the masculine and the feminine, right? Of merging the polarities, of seeing how opposites are actually complementary instead of contradictory. And we talk about this all the time when we talk about the opposing zodiac signs, right? How they're two sides of the same coin. And if you guys want more information on the axes of the zodiac, the opposing signs of the zodiac, I do have a course that I did for Synchronicity University that is available now for purchase through me. So that information's in the description box below. All right, so reading more deeply about the red moon here. Red moon is the cosmic seed of awakened awareness. Consume it like a fruit and let it blossom within you. You are on the quest of self-remembrance, of God's seed. If you work with the energy of red moon with clear awareness and attention, an awakened state of remembrance will naturally blossom within you. Remembrance means having direct access to your expanded presence through an intrinsic perception of unity. Remembrance is your recognition of the larger pattern and your connection to it, often facilitated through dreams, art, music, colors, and creative pursuits. With focused attention, meditate on red moon and you will receive help with self-remembrance. I remember, that's our mantra for this next galactic year. Red moon is also a beacon or transmitting station. As you open to self-remembrance, you become a beacon and receiver for cosmic consciousness. This communication creates the gradual opening of the third eye, the eye within the monolith of self. As this eye opens and your communication becomes more refined, you will notice more signs, signals, and understanding coming to you. These are all for your growth and evolution, a feedback system from which you can gain insight about your journey. So really helping our psychic abilities to blossom, our intuition to blossom. The number for red moon is 9, which symbolizes the recurrence of great cycles. An example of such recurrence is the periodic return of master teachers to help awaken human beings on earth. 9 is the number of Quetzalcoatl, Buddha, and Christ. Red moon is a symbol for great teachers who have come to translate universal wisdom to humanity, to embody the awakened state of consciousness that is accessible to all. Such teachers serve as a connection to the divine and hold the promise of full self-mastery. Take off the veil of forgetfulness. Become the beacon of awakened awareness. As you open to self-remembrance, you will freely receive divine guidance. Be with others who support your fullest expression. All right, so this is a powerful energy as we reconnect with the Buddha within, with the master teacher within. Red serpent is the higher self and guide to the red moon energy. All right, and so red serpent is going to guide us as we move through these energies. And I'll read you a little bit about that as well. I'm the flint and tinder of the sacred fire, reads the meditation for red serpent. In the great mystery, flint and tinder represent the instinctive combustion that initiates movement in the physical body toward union with spirit. When flint and tinder are brought together, the spark of divinity awakens and ignites the fire of your essence. Red serpent invites the purifying spark of the sacred fire, the kundalini, to align and integrate your body, mind, and spirit. Red serpent can help you uncover apparent blockages in specific chakras to clear and align them. If you are working on a process of purification, invite red serpent to assist you. Red serpent symbol is the serpent, representing healing and wholeness. And so this is all about that kundalini awakening, that deepening level of purification that the red serpent can guide us through as we're working with this energy. Let's see. Working with the innate intelligence of the body, right? The mind, the body, and the spirit. Bringing that all into coalition. And I'll put a link to this reading in the description box for those of you who want to read through the whole thing. With this energy of the red moon, we have yellow human as our subconscious self and hidden helper. And so the yellow human offers you the gift of the beginner's mind in the fullness of union. Be receptive. Yellow human is preparing your circuits for transformation. Become empty that your thirst may be quenched by the bounteous gifts poured from the chalice of the spiraling galaxies. Open and receive all that yellow human offers in the chalice of your own body. All right, so this is profound, these energies that are guiding us as we move through this red moon energy. Let's see. I thought I had something here that was a bit less intensive here as far as the supporting energies for the red moon, but I must not have saved it. We have white dog as our complement, right? So that's tapping into that heart energy, that energy of unconditional love. And we have blue storm as our challenge or gift. And so this is that energy, and we've been working with cultivating the blue storm energy for quite a while now, as we had the year of the blue lunar storm that preceded the yellow electric seed year. All right, so 2020 into 2021 was the blue lunar storm year. Learning how to be the calm in the center of the storm, right? How to be the conductor of the chaos. And there is primed to be plenty of chaos and plenty of storms as we move through this upcoming galactic year. All right, that's our challenge, but that's also our gift and opportunity to continue to grow. Yeah, and as I says, I will attach this in the description box for you guys if you want to read more deeply about all of the different aspects of the red moon and its complementing energies. But what's really important is just that we know and understand that we are undergoing this process of purification, this process of adaptability, of flow, right? Connecting with that beautiful divine feminine, merging polarities here, right? Learning from how to work from the right and the left brain simultaneously, how to bring all of that together, and really on a quest of self-remembrance. So really sinking into that receptive, intuitive space, working with the energies of the moon. This year is going to be so big, and I felt this ever since we had that new moon in Cancer, that these Cancer energies, these moon energies are going to be so profound, and it's really paying attention to those cycles and our own personal cycles and phases. And I think in honor of that, we're going to start out the reading portion here with the Queen of the Moon Oracle. What guidance do we have as we move through this year of the red self-existing moon? Clear. Spirit, tell us what we can expect. What guidance you have for us. What messages as we navigate this beautiful red moon. I've got moon cards for days, you guys, so we could do a whole moon spread here if we wanted to, just with different moon cards for this upcoming year. All right, let's see. All right, so we have peace and release coming out. Yeah, so the moral of this story here is to remember, the more you release, the more at peace you will be. So allow yourself to continually let go, continually surrender over and over and over again. We want to treat this as a spiritual practice, this act of surrendering, that we are going to be shown more and more clearly that we have to give up control, right? Micromanaging the universe is not going to work. That is a fear-based tactic. That doesn't mean we don't take action. That doesn't mean that we don't plan. That doesn't mean that we don't utilize and employ our logic. But it means we have to admit that the only thing that we can control is our intentions, our actions, and our reactions or responses. All right? This is about us learning how to work with the universe instead of against it, right? How to go with the flow instead of paddling upstream. That's what we're talking about with this energy of releasing control. All right? I have a feeling as we move through this galactic year, if we are trying to micromanage and control everything, things are just going to get more and more out of control. The universe is just going to show us and reflect back to us again and again how when we control from that lower fear-based impulse, it just doesn't work. right? It's not meant to. It's not meant to work like that. Let's get some more cards out here. Creation. Ooh, I like that. What are you creating? It's so funny, right? Because we talk about this energy of releasing control. And so then when we talk about creating, it's like, doesn't creating mean that we're controlling? But there's a different kind of an energy there. Creating is when we work with the universe instead of against it. When we work with our intuition. Tell me more. Resilience, patience, and hunger. Interesting. And so what we're being guided to understand is that during this galactic year, we are as we are going through this process of creation, we're being guided to have patience and resilience, because things aren't going to happen overnight. All right? Then what does the moon teach us? It teaches us that there are cycles and phases, and it teaches us how to honor those cycles and phases. And so we have to allow those natural phases of creation to happen, right? The masculine and the feminine energies work together to create, right? The positive polarity and the negative polarity. And so there's the action and there's the rest. There's and everything in between. And once again, we can look to the cycles of the moon to understand the phases of creation better, right? The waxing and the waning, the new moon and the full moon. All right. And so we have to allow for both. Yes, as we are moving into higher and higher vibrational energies, things are happening faster and faster in the material world, right? Our intentions are becoming creations that much more quickly. But there is still a lag time that's going to be present, and we have to account for that. And we also have to understand that sometimes if we are attempting to, and this is why we don't want to control, this is what the difference is. If we are attempting to create something, what we're trying to bring into our reality, we may not be ready for yet. We may need other experiences to prepare us and make us and help us to become ready for the thing that we want. If we had the thing we wanted right now, we might not know what to do with it. We might lose it real quick because we don't know how to maintain it. All right, we may not have the wisdom, we may not have the experience necessary to really work with that energy and maintain it. So there may be other steps that we don't see along the way. And we may not understand what all those steps are. But when we surrender and we allow ourselves to go through the experience and to learn and to gain the wisdom, then that thing actually manifests much more quickly than if we're trying to force something to happen that's not ready to happen yet, right? I'm probably thinking of this analogy partially because I'm about to give birth, right? But there's a process of creation when you think about a baby. All right, that baby is not ready to be born 2 months after it's conceived. It still has to grow. There's a whole process and evolution of energy before that baby is ready to come out into the world, as mine is at this time. All right, so these are the things that we have to think about, that we have to consider, that we have to understand. And that's why resilience and patience are called for, because there is this hunger, there is this drive within us, right? There is this wolf within us howling that wants to be fed. All right, so what are the constructive ways we can feed that wolf that don't lead to disaster, right? That don't, it's like we don't want to give in to every hunger, every urge. We have to have that discernment. We have to be able to play that long game with things. But we also, we want to acknowledge the hungers that exist within us, because those hungers are what are pointing us and driving us towards what it is that we want to achieve. The best way to keep from giving into the way that I'm seeing this right now with the hunger, right, is like if you feed yourself every day, right, and you feed yourself adequately, you give yourself the adequate amount of nutrients, you're going to eat in a balanced way. If you starve yourself and then you allow yourself to eat, you're going to gorge yourself on everything there is. That's why diets don't work for a lot of people when they're restrictive. Because the second we're done with that, we make up for everything we didn't eat before by eating 10 times as much. All right, that's the hunger. We want to make sure that we're managing our hunger, Yes, we want to have patience and resilience, but we want to make sure we're managing our hunger. We don't want to be denying ourselves too much, but we don't want to be overindulging ourselves either. We want to find that balance. All right? We have assessing here. Tell me more about assessing. Attraction, resistance, and fear. Interesting. So we're being asked to assess and understand, what is it that we're drawn to? What is it that we're attracted to? This brings in this hunger piece again. What is it that we're hungry for? All right. We want to, first of all, okay, here we go. We want to be aware of what it is that are we attracting positive bounty into our lives, or are we attracting chaos and confusion? All right. And how do we attract these things? We attract these things through our conscious and our subconscious. Those are the two wolves. I always think about the two wolves. All right. There's a lot of allegories for what those wolves are. But here we're talking about our conscious and our subconscious. What are we attracting on a conscious level? What are we attracting on a subconscious level? What are we attracting through our fears? And what are we attracting through faith? All right. We have the resistance here. And so we're going to notice when a desire comes up within us, right? And we begin this process of creating and manifesting our desires. Where does that resistance pop up within us? And what is that resistance? Where is that resistance coming from? Is there a fear attached to our resistance? All right, say we attract an incredible opportunity. And then we begin, it's like or we have something that we've decided that we really want to do. We want to put our attention and our focus on. But we resist. We're dragging our feet. We're not taking action around it. What is that? There's a fear underneath that. And so we need to assess and understand the fears that are creating the resistance within us. And the fears that are creating and attracting the things that we don't want into our reality, so that we can then work through those and attract the things that we do want into our reality. And this is also this is an energy coming through saying, remember, the moon energy deals with the subconscious, and it's saying, don't resist your fears. All right? Don't try to hide from them. Don't try to talk them away or lock them away. All right? Face them head on. Embrace your fears. And embrace, therefore, what lies beyond them. All right. Any other cards before we move on here? Ooh, we have power and purity. I love it. Power, purity, and realization with balance on the bottom of the deck. All right. This is beautiful. When we are willing to face our fears, to walk through our fears, to really understand our fears and embrace them instead of turning away from them, this is where we acquire our power. And now you see that beautiful full moon behind her, right? That's when we're really able to fully step into and embody our power. All right, that's when we become cleansed. We become pure and innocent again. And there's a profound awakening or realization that's attached to that energy. That energy of purification, that energy of, it's like our fears are like, I'm seeing it like this black goop or gunk. All right, and when we can clear all that out, there's this freshness and this pureness. And then we're able to create from that place. All right. I'm going to pull a Shaman's Dream Oracle for you guys. Let's get some more on this energy here. This red self-existing moon. Clear. It's that self-existing tone, right? We're able to create and bring something new into form. Once we really clear out the fear and the resistance that's been stunting our progress. All right. Yes, beautiful. First card out is Beloved, Radical Acceptance. All right, we talk about this energy of radical acceptance quite a bit. We talk about radical self-acceptance, radical self-love. All right, accepting everything that is. I love it and I chose it. Right? Accepting ourselves completely, wholly, and fully. And only when we accept ourselves fully are we able to accept and embrace another fully. And only when we are willing to look at and embrace all parts of ourselves can we accept and love ourselves fully. We have the lay of the land, ancestral wisdom coming through. Our ancestors wanting to guide us. Tell me more. Your ancestors want to assist you in this process of radical self-love and acceptance. We have gathering around the power of community. Our ancestors, many of our ancestors, right, they were communal people. They were people who lived in tribe, right? There was this connectedness where there are many things that we're healing for our ancestors, right? Ways that they wish they had done things differently. We get to heal that energy. We're talking about ancestral healing. But at the same time, there's a lot of beautiful wisdom that our ancestors hold as well. All right, and they were in many ways, we're being guided back to the ways of communal living, of tribal living, right? The ways that we connected and supported each other. None of us were meant to do this alone. The way that so many, especially like industrialized nations, the separateness of our lives, the disconnection, right? We're most connected now through screens. All right, and it's beautiful that we're able to connect that way. But this is like reconnecting to our roots, reconnecting to each other on that one-on-one, that personal level, right? Having that support system. Our ancestors want to remind us of the power of community, to teach us how to heal through the power of community. And as we move through this year, we are going to be more and more guided to community and to the tribes and communities that we can feel a part of. That we have Dust Devil moving out of stagnation. Right? When we talk about this moon energy, we talk about this feminine energy. It is receptive. And it does often involve inaction. But water is never, well, I won't say never. Water is rarely completely still. Right? What happens to still water? It becomes stagnant. Right? Just like the card says. And so we want to all be allowing that flow. We want to be receptive, but we still want to be flowing. We still want to be moving. It's just the understanding that it's not a race. Plus, as we come into community with others, this helps to move us out of stagnation too, because this is why I believe at the very end of the reading, it talked about surrounding yourself with people who truly see you, who truly believe in you and support you. That's going to be so important, because if we're around people who are stuck in their shit, we're going to stay stuck in our shit. All right? If we're around people who are not wanting to grow and progress, we're not going to grow and progress. All right? You are who you hang with and who you surround yourself with. If we surround ourselves with community that helps us to thrive and to grow and inspires us, that's going to naturally move us out of this energy of stagnation. It's going to inspire us. All right, and that's what we want as we move through this next galactic year. We want to be inspired. We want to inspire and to be inspired. And of course, what better card to come out as we say this in 33, the Joyful Muse, inspiration. All right? There's a lot of inspiration, there's a well of creativity, to use another water analogy here, waiting for us as we move through and into this next galactic year. I want to pull a couple angel answer cards here to get some more energy for us for this upcoming clear. This upcoming galactic year. Angels, what guidance do you have for us? What can we look forward to? What's happening as we move through this next galactic year? Okay. And I just want to say, I want to stop this for a second. I want to say, we have balance on the bottom of the deck here. All right? Balance, pleasure. Were we not talking about that? Balance, pleasure, and then sovereignty under that, which is interesting, right? Because when we do not balance our pleasure, we become slaves to it, right? So this is all about the energy of not becoming a slave. Really mastering our passions and desires and using them as a force to move us forward instead of being mastered by them and becoming a slave to them, like we said. That wanted to be reiterated. But it's interesting because we have the crown games, right? Use of power with the heart home, compassion underneath. All right? And so there's this energy. This is that power with instead of power over, that beautiful divine feminine power. So as we are stepping into our power, we're doing it from a balanced, heart-centered place. So I just wanted to point that out too before we got going here. All right. Okay, so we have unlikely coming out, which is interesting. And then communicate clearly. And so what I'm feeling here is like as we're moving through this next galactic year, we want to make sure that we're using clear and open communication with people. We are unlikely to get what we want or what we need if we're not able to communicate those needs clearly to others or to the universe, right? If we're trying to manifest and create something, we're not going to be able to manifest and create that if we're not communicating clearly and getting really clear and focused on what it is that we are wanting and desiring. So having that be a focus as we move through this year as well. And then we have ask for help from others, coming out with a peaceful resolution. So this is that energy of community coming through again. All right, don't try to do everything on your own as we move through this next galactic year. Ask for help for others and remember, this energy is all about learning how to be receptive. Be receptive to that help when it is offered. All right? Some people, like, we may want to employ mediators in situations as well, especially I'm feeling like people with legal situations going on. You may need to bring in an outside party if you're having relationship issues, different things like this, who can help to work you through some things and help you to see things from other perspectives, right? If we're in a very subjective energy, this can help us to become more objective, right? Water energy can sometimes be very subjective because it is very emotional. And on the bottom of the deck, we have no. And what this is saying is just keep your boundaries firm, all right? Water energy can sometimes, it needs those firm boundaries in order to flow and not just overwhelm everything, right? It needs those borders. The river needs guidance and structure. So make sure, remember, the self-existing form is really emphasizing the need for structure. We are creating structure through our intuitions, through our dreams. But part of that structure includes boundaries. It includes asking for help when we need help, and it includes saying no when we need to say no, so that we're not stretching ourselves too thin. All right. Woo, then we have look for a sign with you're ready on the bottom of the deck. And to me, this signifies, remember, we talked about how as we tap into this well of creative, intuitive, psychic energy, as we begin this deeper process of purification and self-remembrance this year, the signs and synchronicities are going to abound. So look for those signs and synchronicities. When you are ready, these signs will like, you'll be shown. The universe is going to speak to you and tell you when you're prepared, when you're ready for something. So pay attention, notice those signs, notice those synchronicities. I also heard when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And so for some people, if you have asked for a mentor or a spiritual teacher or someone to provide you guidance, there's going to be a sign that's going to confirm for you when you meet this person. So trust that when you see that sign. And this may be a sign, like a sign that you consciously recognize or that you subconsciously recognize. And remember, this you're ready energy. This is our energy right now in general, right? You are more ready than you think. Whatever it is that you are ready to take on, the universe is supporting you because the time is now. Don't spend too much time in preparation. All right, when you get that sign that it's time to leap, it's time to take that leap. All right, what else do we want to do here before we close? I do want to pull a couple psychic tarot for you guys. So we're going to pull a couple cards from the psychic tarot deck. All right. Clear. Tell me about this red self-existing moon galactic year. Authority, the Empress, and the light card popping out. So that's it, or the Emperor rather. I said Empress. We'll see if those come back out, but I thought that was interesting. So there's a lot of energy of really stepping into our inner authority, but doing it from that place, right? Stepping into our power, our authority, but doing it from that place of that divine feminine energy, doing it like our feminine stepping into their power. Interesting, my left ear just popped. Usually it's my right. That is the feminine side, right? Or no? Yes. I always get confused. So really stepping into our power from a more balanced place. So we got Ace of Cups coming out. Love begins. All right, but this is also self-cup. This is, or self-cup, self-love. This is my cup runneth over, right? This is a whole new emotional cycle of fulfillment. And we have moving on and emotional loss coming out here. So there's definitely this energy of healing from past hurts, past heartbreaks. There may be, as we move through this year, more instances where we have to let go, right? This energy of surrender that we talked about. We have to let go and move on from people, situations. But there's a new level of fulfillment that comes from letting go of the people, places, and things that are not meant for us. And I really feel this for many people as like a loss that's weighed heavy on your heart for a really long time that you're finally able to heal and let go of. It's like you finally are able to come into acceptance of it. There's been like this energy of anger or resentment towards the things that we perceive ourselves as having lost. And we've had difficulty coming to terms with that because there's just this frustration. Just not being able to accept whether this is the death of a loved one, the loss of a job, of a place to live, of something that didn't go our way. The loss of just a relationship in our lives. And it's like finally being able to accept that and move on from that on an energetic and emotional level is what begins this whole new emotional cycle here. And it's like holding on to the love that we lost is preventing us from the love that we could have in our lives now. Or it's preventing us from enjoying and appreciating the love that we still have present. And so that's an understanding that's coming through for some people. Then we have Fertility, the Empress, coming through with heart chakra and material harvest. So there's a lot of this beautiful energy here. And the Empress was inverted. And to me, what this means is that if you have been trying to create something, trying to bring something into fruition in your life, there's been a lack of fertility in this area because of a blocked heart chakra. So when this heart chakra is able to open more fully, that's when the abundance comes in. That's when the creation comes in. That's when the soil becomes fertile for you to plant. It's like we had this past year, right? This yellow electric seed year. We were planting these seeds in soil that was not fertile. And it wasn't fertile because the heart wasn't fully open, because the heart was still holding on to past pain. And now as that heals, we're able to bring in, the harvest is able to come in. Even though it says material harvest here, it feels like an emotional harvest. Yeah, once again, really healing our divine feminine. Right? Things coming full circle. There's this energy for some too. I feel like for some people, part of what this loss was if you had a miscarriage or the loss of a child. And that's a heavy loss to heal. That weighs heavy on the heart. Yeah, so there's healing coming to people around that. There's a sense of completion here. We got solar plexus on the bottom of the deck with trapped in fear and balance. So really healing a lot of our fears as well. Purging and healing a lot of our fears so that we can move forward with more confidence. We have awareness, new beginnings, and then we have the sacral chakra, which was inverted. So there's a lot of healing of the lower chakras that we're still moving through in this next year. All right? But there's a whole new beginning, right? We got the universe, we got the world that popped up first. And then we have awareness and new beginnings, the Fool and the Ace. All right? As our awareness of ourselves, as our world, our perceptions begin to shift, it opens up a whole, there's just a whole new universe that opens up for us. Where we're able to create from this new point of awareness. I love it. With this whole new level of confidence. And this whole new level of trust. It's like healing, major healing of the sacral chakra too. The heart, the sacral, the solar plexus. Prosperity begins, Ace of Pentacles. Oh my God, you guys. And then we have the Ace of Wands too. So we got the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands here. And then we have the overall Ace card, okay? So there's all kinds of newness coming in for us. Brand new cycles of passion, spirituality, material prosperity, emotional prosperity. All right? Where we felt like we were holding the weight of the world on our shoulders, we're finally able to put some of that burden down. To allow other people to assist us, to come in and help us, to really become receptive to that assistance. Yeah. Deception and envy, Seven of Swords, coming out with the Six of Cups, memories of love. All right, so healing these memories of betrayal as well. These disappointments, these betrayals, a lot of that energy really just melting away as we're able to fully feel it and heal it. All right, and then the Two of Cups, spiritual union. All right, inner union and outer union for a lot of people coming in this red moon year. All right, healing this heartache and loss, moving out of that energy because we're finally able to let go. We talked about righteous anger in one of the other readings. Really letting go of that righteous anger. No more suffering in silence. Partnerships and alliances on the bottom of the deck. All right. Crown chakra. Yeah. Yeah, this is beautiful energy, you guys. All right, what are we going to close with today for a reading? Trying to see here. Yeah, we're going to pull one of these. This is a new deck that I haven't used yet, that my friend Tommy got me. So we're going to pull a card from the Mystical Wisdom deck for closing. Clear. Closing guidance for this red self-existing moon year. Closing guidance. Some closing mystical wisdom here. What do we need to know? We have sensuality coming out. Express your sensuality. And this is a very Empress kind of feel to it as well, doesn't it? So really working with that beautiful sensual energy. And that's going to assist in the healing of the sacral chakra as well. We saw there's a blockage for some that's being released and healed in the sacral. That's going to really assist with that. Really learning how to embrace our sensuality and our sexuality. And let's see, these must be alphabetized. Yes. So it says, and there's so much in this card, I'm going to hold it up for you while I'm reading. Being a sensual person means you have a heightened sense of awareness for touch, smell, taste, hearing, and feelings. Sensuality plays a big part in your sex life and your overall ability to derive pleasure from life. You like to take advantage of what life has to offer and live with love and passion. You are also eager to experiment in life. You can make great discoveries of mind, body, and spirit, fulfilling your desires and enjoying the ultimate contact with another. Sensuality embodies all the qualities of self-awareness, including your uniqueness and authenticity within your own comfort zone. Express your sexuality in your own way or rediscover your own vitality. The mantra is, I live life to the fullest with passion and love. And so this is about us really connecting, really healing aspects of our own sexuality and sensuality, and learning how to share that with another. For some people, this next galactic year, if this is an area where you have not really blossomed or bloomed, or where you felt like you had to recharge your sexual energy by pulling that back and not sharing that with others, you may find a partner that you can share that with this year. And there may be incredible healing for you in that process. It's like reclaiming that aspect of yourself. And if you have felt like that aspect of yourself was muted, or it just wasn't, you weren't really able to connect with it in this last year, or however many years, for some people it's many years, you're going to find a reconnection to that. And you're going to be able to define yourself and your sensuality and sexuality in a different way than you have before. It's like taking your power back, the purification of that energy. And then from that place, a new experience of that energy, possibly in combination with another. And resilience, rise above tribulations popped out as well. We're not going to read that though. But I really like that. And I want to do also a blessing for this upcoming galactic year. We're going to pull a blessing card from the Blessed Be deck. Give us a blessing for this upcoming galactic year. Clear. What blessing? Many blessings is what I heard. There's many blessings. But we're going to get one specifically, one overall blessing, overriding theme here. For, wow, yeah, see, a lot of cards want to pop out here. Okay. Ooh, I love this. So on the bottom of the deck, we have a blessing for unity where there once was division. All right, so that's coming together. That's reconciliation. But we also had a blessing on your family. And so I feel for some people, there's a blessing where family is concerned. If you had a family that was fractured, if you had divisive energy within your family unit, there is healing here. And for some people, this healing comes from, like, if you had to let go of toxic family members, there's healing surrounding that, whether that comes in the form of them becoming less toxic and you being able to incorporate them back into your life, or whether that comes in the form of you being able to be okay with the fact that they're not in your life anymore and release that and let that go. right? If there was resentment and energy there, you're able to release that resentment and that energy attached to that, right? For some of us, this is, if you had, say, children with somebody and there's a lot of toxicity there or there's division there, you're able to get on the same page. There's healing coming in for that, or the ability to heal that, or anywhere. And this is, actually, we're going to read that one too, because I think the whole world needs that blessing right now for unity where there once was division. And we talked about how part of this galactic year has to do with the merging of polarities, right? Getting rid of that black and white thinking, right? That polarized thinking. But we're also going to read the blessing on your family. We'll start with this one and then we'll go to the other one. A blessing to bring to those who you are most closely connected with, to invoke the healing powers of relationship where love is the motivating force that binds us to each other. When blood sings to blood, even across the miles, we hear its call. There are families who are estranged from each other, for they gaze upon each other as strangers, unalike, unfathomable in their personal differences. Yet when we begin to unravel the mystery of family, we may find a place in our life where we begin to grow close again. May you see reflected in your eyes the light that shone in those that gazed down upon you as a child, a flame of courage that can be lit from within. Feel within you the unyielding strength of the family members who have traveled the world in search of safe harbor for you, their descendant. And so I'm feeling this for your ancestors, a blessing from and to your ancestors as well. However your family has formed itself, scattered across vast distances, with interests and people and careers that seem incompatible and incredible to have sprung from the same tree, may the roots of the family now become clear to you. May you discern the strong bonds, and may the closeness of the blood give you qualities to draw upon. May there be gatherings where you begin to feel the truth of the kinship you share, and may each of you be there for each other when needy times come, as they do to us all. May there be affection, warmth, understanding of who you have been, and interest always in who you are becoming, and acceptance of who you will be. May family always be gentle to you and provide a place to sleep and be nourished, when all else about you seems cold and without kindness. May family see the very best in you and draw it out and cheer you on as you make your way through the world. May your family heal over time, for all families have their stumbling places where we falter and do not do our best. May there be blessings of warm arms around you, cheers for your successes, restoration when you are weary, and acceptance when you feel you are unlike anything else in this world. May the love of family bring back to you the trust in the universe and a loving place where you can say, this is who I have come from. These are the people who know me best. This is who I will care for and who will care for me in return. And I was going to add this, so I'm glad they ended with this. If this family is not found in blood, may it be found in the relationships between those who are soul family to you. And may the bonds deepen and last and hold you all one to another, all the days of this beautiful and mysterious life. Blessed be. And then we're going to read the blessing for unity where there once was division as well to close. A blessing to help accept the differences between you, so that they inspire conversation and exploration, interest and discovery, rather than separation and rejection. May the division between you be left behind, as you both begin to build a bridge of light formed from the willingness within your hearts to find your way back to a common vision. May the differences be worked through with the highest good of all concerned the foremost goal. May the differences that remain be ones that bring spice and change and agility to your ways and thinking. And may the bridge that is built between you all be strong and sturdy, lasting through the ages. May the newfound unity recognize that there is not sameness, but a oneness of vision, and a weaving together of dissimilar threads to create a glorious picture of paradox and complementary opposites. Let the antagonism and focused upon rejection give way to a humility, a willingness to listen. And may those who are unquiet and bellicose in their rumblings and threats be stilled by the knowledge that all will gain when peace is found. May the love that can be born between people find its way through the fear. May the sense that when together more can be achieved than when stubbornly apart melt away the fences and walls that hold us from each other. Let us live and let live, give and take, share and receive, and come to an understanding. And let none of us involved in the bringing together of separate parties set alight that bridge. Instead, let us quietly, surely, and with intentions matching actions, build the way to reach each other once again. United, much can be done. We can raise each other up, and as you do, each of you who brings your heart to this task of healing will stand firm upon the solid ground you are now building. Unity is yours, friend. Blessed be. Perfect. I love it. All right, you guys, that is beautiful, beautiful energy as we move into this red self-existing moon galactic year. So everyone, have a beautiful, beautiful July 24th, which is the final day of the yellow electric seed year. Really set firm those intentions. Think about the intentions, the seeds that you've planted. Think about how you've watered and nourished those seeds. Think about where it is that the garden of your heart and your manifestations can be better tended. And set those intentions as we move forward into this next galactic year. Take that day out of time on the 25th to really meditate on those energies of world peace, of connection, of oneness, of unity. That's what that day out of time is all about. All right? To appreciate everything that you've experienced over this last galactic year, all the wisdom that you've gained. And then as we move forward into this new galactic year on July 26th, just really set that intention to allow yourself to be receptive, to allow yourself to be open, to flow with the rivers instead of against the current, right? To drop into a deeper and deeper level of self-acceptance and self-remembrance, to open up your psychic senses and your vision, your intuition, and to operate and live from that place. All right, to open up that heart center, to allow yourself to be purified and cleansed, to allow the emotional detox that makes way for this incredible emotional breakthrough that we saw in this reading today. All right, you guys are incredible. I love you so much. I miss you so much. This was pre-recorded before I went on my maternity leave, and I've been thinking about all of you. I can speak for myself over the past few weeks since this video was recorded. I love you guys. You are incredible. Drop some comments down below. Let me know how you're doing. I love to hear from you guys. You are always in my hearts, and or my heart rather, my hearts. And yeah, we will reconnect soon. I'm gonna come live as soon as I'm able to check back in with you guys. But yeah, you're incredible. You're beautiful. Happy New Year. There are links down below if you feel so moved to donate to the channel. Feel free to do so. Every like, every share, every subscribe is as good as a donation and very much appreciated. So if there's someone you know who needs to hear this video, who's interested in galactic time, galactic signatures, all of that stuff, send it out to them. And go check out 13moon.com if you want to learn about your own personal galactic signature. Each day carries its own galactic signature, and the day that you were born had a specific signature as well. And so it's really fun to look into that and to learn more about yourself through that lens. It's kind of like a different type of astrology that we can look into that can give us more clarity and insight into ourselves and sort of the soul signature, the energetic galactic signature that we came into this lifetime with. All right, you guys are incredible. I will talk to you soon. Bye.